What if the job you're in right now is not the one you were truly meant for? What if everything you've been building is just the foundation, not the destination? Welcome, chosen ones. You didn't land on this video by accident. You were guided here because something deep inside you knows change is coming. Not just any change, a sudden shift, a calling. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn why your work life feels like it's cracking open, why your soul is restless, and why the world is finally aligning to push you into your real mission. So take a breath. Stay with me. Everything you thought you knew about your job, your role, your purpose, is about to transform. You've been noticing it, haven't you? Things feel different lately. The rhythm of your everyday life is off, almost like the universe is nudging you in a direction you can't quite see yet. It's not in your head. This shift is real, and it's not just around you, it's inside you. Your instincts are sharpening, your patience thinning. That's the call. The world you once knew is dissolving quietly in the background. Structures that felt permanent are cracking. Workplaces, systems, expectations, they're being redefined at lightning speed. You're not losing your grip. You're shedding what no longer aligns. The old version of normal is gone, and it's never coming back. You're starting to question everything. The hours, the effort, the meaning behind it all. What once felt secure now feels suffocating. That's because you've outgrown it. You're evolving faster than the box they've tried to keep you in. The discontent is sacred. It's a sign you're not supposed to stay still. This isn't burnout. This is breakthrough. The fatigue, the restlessness, the craving for something more meaningful. They're not problems, they're prophecy. You're sensing a deeper purpose behind the chaos, a reason behind the disconnection. And you're absolutely right. You're not being pushed out, you're being pulled up. The job isn't ending, it's transforming. What's coming isn't smaller or safer, it's wilder, freer, and more aligned with who you really are. You didn't miss your chance. You're right on time for the real mission. You've never fit into the mold, and that was never a flaw. From the beginning, you felt like an outsider in a world obsessed with routine. The way you think, feel, and move has always stood out. That wasn't a mistake. It was a message. You weren't made for ordinary paths. The 9-to-5, the checklist life. It never clicked fully, did it? That's because your spirit was designed for something expansive. You're not here just to perform tasks. You're here to awaken potential in yourself and others. You're wired for impact, not repetition. You've always known there was something more. Even when others were content, you sensed something deeper. That constant hunger for purpose, for meaning, for freedom. That's your truth calling you forward. Not everyone hears it, but you do, loud and clear. Trying to fit in has only made you feel smaller. Every time you dimmed your light to be more manageable, you betrayed a part of your essence. But now, that inner voice is too loud to ignore. It's reminding you who you are, limitless, bold, electric. You were never meant to blend in, you were meant to blaze trails, and now, the world is finally catching up to that truth. Your difference is your destiny, and the moment to step into it fully is now. You've been feeling detached from your current job, and it's not random. That loss of interest, the boredom creeping in, the sense that none of it matters anymore. It's a signal. Something deep inside of you is telling you this chapter is done, and when you don't act on the signal, life starts acting for you. Unexpected shifts begin to happen. A manager suddenly changes, your tasks get less fulfilling, or new pressure shows up out of nowhere. It feels like everything is pushing you out, but in truth it's pushing you forward. What looks like chaos is actually the beginning of alignment. This discomfort is your wake-up call. When something no longer matches your energy, it falls apart. You're not being punished. You're being rerouted. You asked for change, for growth, for freedom, and now it's arriving. Not with ease, but with power. People around you might not understand. They'll call it a phase or tell you to be grateful. But your soul knows better. You can't stay where you no longer belong. You're being asked to trust your inner compass over the noise of comfort and tradition. When you finally step away from what no longer fits, space is created for what truly does. The job isn't just changing. The job is transforming into a calling. And your role isn't being erased, it's being rewritten in bold, fearless language. Everything around us is evolving, and work is no exception. The roles we once defined ourselves by are dissolving, and in their place new possibilities are rising. Technology is reshaping industries, and what once took years can now be done in moments. This isn't the end, it's the opening. You're not meant to resist the shift, you're meant to ride it. The old rules don't apply anymore. Loyalty to a system that doesn't value your growth is no longer noble. It's limiting. This is your chance to break free from outdated patterns and redefine success on your own terms. You are more than your resume, your title, or your output. The world is waking up to a deeper truth. Energy, creativity, and purpose matter more than clocking in and out. The most valuable people now are not just skilled, they're aligned, inspired, and bold. There's no job security in playing small. The safest thing you can do is evolve, learn new things, take risks, build something of your own. The system doesn't owe you stability, but you owe yourself growth. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. The future of work belongs to those who can adapt, who can lead with heart, and who dare to believe they were meant for more. And if you're feeling this in your bones, that means it's already begun. You've always carried something different inside you. A sense that your perspective, your talents, your way of seeing the world didn't quite match the norm. That's because it wasn't supposed to. The gifts you were born with weren't meant to blend in. They were meant to stand out and spark transformation. The very things you've been doubting or hiding, your creativity, your sensitivity, your intuition, are the exact tools you need for the path ahead. They're not weaknesses, they're signals of your deeper potential, and they've been patiently waiting for you to stop doubting and start using them. When you embrace these gifts, you activate a kind of magnetic power. Things begin aligning. People show up, ideas flow, purpose finds you. Because finally, you're no longer resisting your nature. You're owning it. And in doing so, you step into the frequency of your calling. The world needs exactly what you carry. Not a copy of someone else's success, but the raw, real energy that only you can bring. That spark in your soul, it's not random, it's a mission. You've been chosen to wake others up, by waking up yourself first. The moment you stop asking for permission to be who you truly are, everything shifts. You are the message. You are the movement, and your gifts were never meant to sit on the shelf. They're here now because the world is finally ready for them. And for you, you're not being demoted. You're being promoted to something higher, something sacred. But this promotion isn't coming from a boss, a company, or a system. It's coming from within. A spiritual elevation is unfolding, and your work is about to reflect that. This is why the old job feels empty now. It's not just the tasks, it's the lack of meaning. Your soul is craving depth, alignment, service. You're not meant to just produce anymore. You're meant to awaken, guide, build, and heal. As this new path opens, it may not look logical. It may not come with a salary at first or a clear title, but it comes with clarity, peace, and power. You'll feel more alive, more purposeful, even in the uncertainty. Because this isn't about position, it's about purpose. You might start feeling drawn to new things, spiritual work, coaching, creativity, community. That's not coincidence. That's your future calling you back to yourself. Follow that pull, even if it scares you. Especially if it scares you, you're not just changing what you do, you're changing the level you operate on. Your work is no longer about survival, it's about soul. And this shift, as wild as it feels, is the very thing you've been waiting for all along. The things you once counted on are beginning to fall apart. Systems, routines, and identities you clung to are dissolving right in front of you. It feels unsettling, even painful. But it's part of the design. What no longer serves your evolution cannot stay. The collapse is making room for something far greater. Trying to hold on to the old will only exhaust you. The harder you grip the familiar, the more friction you feel. That's not failure. It's feedback. Letting go isn't weakness. It's wisdom. The universe is asking you to release what's breaking so it can build what's true. You're not meant to rebuild the past. You're meant to rise from it. As the old structures fall, don't mourn them. Thank them. They carried you this far, but they cannot take you where you're going. The discomfort is necessary. It's how transformation happens. You may feel tempted to go back, to find safety in what used to work. But that door is closed, and it's closed for a reason. You're entering a new era of alignment, where only truth can stand. The breakdown is sacred. It's your initiation. Trust the fall. Trust the unraveling. You're not losing your way. You're finally being shown it. Sometimes the greatest clarity comes not when something begins, but when it ends. This is one of those times. Let it go. Let it clear. Let it make space for what's next. You're going to walk alone for a while, and that's part of the journey. The calling on your life is unique, and not everyone will understand it. That solitude isn't punishment. It's preparation. In the silence, your real voice emerges. In the space, your real power activates. There will be moments when support disappears, when connections fade, when the path feels lonely. Don't mistake that for being lost. You're being set apart so you can hear something deeper, something that can't be heard in the noise of the crowd. This season is about strengthening your core, when you're not performing for anyone, not proving anything. Who are you? What remains? That's where you discover your truth, and that truth is what will carry you into your next chapter. It won't last forever. The isolation is temporary, but its purpose is permanent. The clarity, the resilience, the spiritual fire you gain during this time, those are lifelong tools you'll use to guide others when it's their turn to rise. Don't rush out of the quiet. Embrace it. This is the forge. This is the cocoon. This is where the chosen become unshakable. When the time comes to step forward again, you won't just walk, you'll lead. People around you may look confused. They might question your decisions, your detachment from the old path, your hunger for something more. And that's okay. They weren't given your vision. They don't hear the calling you do. Their silence or judgment is not your sign to stop. It's your sign to go deeper. You don't need validation for a truth that lives in your bones. The calling on your life wasn't sent out for approval. It was whispered to your soul alone. If you wait for everyone to understand before you move, you'll wait forever. Most won't get it until it's done. It can be painful to outgrow people's spaces and roles, but growth often demands separation. You're not better than them. You're just on a different frequency now. Some relationships may fall away, not out of anger, but out of alignment. Let them. This season is about obedience to your own path, not people-pleasing, not explanation, just movement. Quiet, bold, clear movement. Your job is not to convince others. Your job is to live so fully in your truth that it becomes undeniable. In time, some may circle back, some may wake up, others won't. But by then, you'll have built something unshakable. Not because they believed in you, but because you believed in yourself. And that belief will light the way for others, whether they admit it or not. You're not just stepping into a new job. You're stepping into a new identity. One that isn't bound by titles or tasks, but by purpose. You're becoming a creator, a healer, a guide. Someone who doesn't just work, but awakens. The role you're stepping into is a response to the world's cry for meaning. This new path doesn't come with a manual. It comes with trust. You'll build as you go. You'll learn by doing. You'll become by showing up. The impact you're here to make won't be measured by metrics, but by energy, healing, and transformation. You'll find yourself holding space for others in ways you never expected. speaking truth where it's been missing, building things no one taught you how to build, but that your soul remembers. This isn't the job you trained for, it's the one you were born for. You're now a bridge between worlds, the old and the new, the seen and unseen. You bring clarity where there's confusion. You remind people of who they are when they've forgotten. You lead not with force but with light. And that light is exactly what the world is starving for. This is your time. Not to hustle harder, but to rise higher. Not to fit in, but to stand out. The shift has already begun, and now, finally, you're ready to take your place, not just in a job, but in a mission. Before you go, take a moment and feel what just shifted inside you. If something resonated, if something awakened, if something finally made sense, that's not an accident. That's your inner knowing recognizing the truth. So tell me in the comments, what did you understand from this message? What part spoke to you the most? And if you're really one of the ones who made it all the way here, write the word shift in the comments so I know you were here, so I know you felt it, and so this message can reach even more people who need it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing growth over comfort, truth over illusion, and purpose over fear. Your path is unfolding, and you're exactly where you're meant to be.